Yeah, so family, I left out some parts of it. It's real scary to ride around here at nighttime. It's so funny because when I'm in one city, everything's all normal, and then bam, when I hit my particular city, it's just like bam, over here just all of these swamps around here, and then suddenly, it just becomes really uh spooky and eerie. And I'm like, you know, I know I'm gonna see something. Now, let me tell you what I saw about 4 or 5 days ago, y'all. And it did not scare me, but it did make me sit down and think. Okay? I was riding up the road, away from my city, away from the swamps. But I was still near the swamp. Lo and behold, now just listen to this now, because see, there is a what they call it, a borderline. Is that what they call it? Or city line. I'm used to saying a state line. Like the state line between Mississippi and Alabama from me is no more than probably 3 hours. The state line for me between Georgia and Alabama would take me about an hour and a half. And Tennessee is about 4 hours, 3 hours. You see, Florida state line for me is about 5 hours. But I'm talking about the city line. City line for me is no more than about 10 minutes. And it's crazy. I'm riding on up the street, almost out of my city, going into the next city. And lo and behold, this late at night, I look up. In front of me is a shadow of a caped being. Hello? It had its head. So y'all comment, if y'all still around, all of my witches and everything. I don't know. Y'all may be gone now. I don't know where the channel is going, since I've not been able to groom it in a minute. So it depends on who the audience is at this particular time. But it was a caped being. It let me tell you what it had. It was hooded. It was a black shadow silhouette, and it was hooded. Okay? And it was flying in the fucking air. Okay? And you could look at the bottom and tell there were no feet or anything. It was just a flying cape. But something was in it, but what was in it was invisible. But it still had a form in the cape. And the bottom of the cape had tattered looking things hanging from it. And it was flying. So the way it looked, it had to be behind my truck, because there was another car behind me. Okay, their headlights were on like my headlights were on. So it was actually, the car behind me was actually projecting light on it, which caused it to make a shadow in front of me. And it was flying. What was interesting, I was like, what the shit? What the hell is this? You know what I'm saying? I know what it is. I'm going to go ahead and say what I think it is, but you all may think it's something else. But it looked like a Grim Reaper. Looks like a Grim Reaper was flying behind my truck. And I was amazed. I was like, wow. Now let me tell you what I was talking about. I was talking about beating somebody's ass with a bat and a hammer. Y'all know I was talking about it. Y'all know who I was dealing with. I was dealing with that nigga man. You understand? I was talking about beating him. And lo and behold, it gave me an opportunity to see what was behind by magic. Have mercy, Lord. Let me tell y'all something. Since then, I have somewhat humbled myself. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you, when you're a witch, you have to be very careful what actions you take and what comes out of your mouth. Because depending on how seasoned you are in this witchcraft will determine how many spirits are backing you up. Did y'all see that light flash? How many spirits are backing you up, and the strength of those spirits that's behind you. Okay? There that light go again, y'all. There's some paranormal activities going on all over my house. Little light sparks and everything. These swamps are wild. They wild. They wild. So, when I was saying talking about all that stuff, man, I take a bat and take it to his head and knock him out and all of that, and how I'm going to get my hammer and enjoy beating him, and, you know, how I was going to drink his blood and rub it all over my body. Because I have for some reason, I have this sexual excitement, you know, when it comes to, you know, just killing somebody and my enemies. You know what I'm saying? And just, you know, just making love to their blood and drinking it, and you know what I'm saying? So I was just talking about that, and oh my goodness, that thing was flying over my trunk, like, you know, like it was trying to see what I was talking about, like, you know, and that thing was huge too. And so I was like, wow, you know, is this what's behind my work, or is this a bad omen, or you know what, you know, who are you and what do you want? I know it's a Grim Reaper. I know it is. It was me and some other people in there sitting in there watching it, and you know, one of these people, I'm not gonna say who it is. She told me, she said, I ain't coming back down here no more. Well, she said, I am not coming back down here no more. That was my daughter. She said, I can't come down there. She said, because it's something down there that's supernatural, that it looks kind of evil to me. So I'm wondering, is this going to, what is this going to do, you understand, being near these swamps for my, you know, my calling? You know, will this take me to the next level? Where is this going? You understand? I'm a swamp witch for real, y'all, now. You know, but like I say, I did humble myself when I saw that. It was a very humbling experience. I don't want to get too bold or too confident. You know, and I do want to watch my mouth. Because when I say something like, oh, I'm going to do this or do that, it usually happens. Yeah, it usually happens. And you have to pay the piper for every little thing you do. So you must, you know, justify that the magic you use is warranted. You really have to. Because those shadow beings, dark beings, they're evil beings. I mean, I think they are. You know, a lot of people work with those beings. You understand? Like Aleister Crowley and a lot of these priests and priestesses all over the world. You know, just to name a few. You see, some people worship the Grim Reaper. That you know, I heard some people said that there's a culture out there that's trying to get the government in their particular country to honor that particular religion. You know, I don't even know if that was the Santa Marta. I'm not sure. I don't think she flies. But she does have that same Grim Reaper image of the cloaked body. There's no face there, but this I just really couldn't tell. I mean, it looked kind of masculine, this one did. But the Santa Marta, she's a female in nature. But where I'm leaning on, I'm leaning to the fact that that's what powers up the magic. And I just can't, Can't be just speaking anything I want to say back up in here in these swamps. Look. So, my brother-in-law was talking about me. And he was telling some people that I was doing voodoo on them. Okay. And he thought it was funny. And then he come along later on and said, I don't care what kind of voodoo she do. She can do voodoo on me because I don't believe in it. You might be watching too right now, George. Yeah, I heard you watching my videos too. And you be telling people about the weather and how they making weather and stuff like that. Yeah, you got it off my channel. I know you watching my videos. Okay, let's give a shout out to George. Okay. But anyway, yeah, George, I heard what you was doing. You was talking about me, talking about how I'm doing voodoo on people, and you don't believe in voodoo, and you don't believe in witchcraft and all of that. And then I heard what happened to you when you was working on somebody's truck. The drill raised up in the air on its own and blew up and fell down, and the electricity sparked from the wire straight up the telegram pole. So I hope that taught you a lesson not to play with me. Even though, family, I am humbled because I do not go out to hurt people. But if you come to hurt me, if you come for me, you understand, then you have sent for my spirits, and they don't like nobody to bother me. They're very overprotective of me. My ancestors, they are, because they know I came from a long line of witches, and them witches, who else they gonna watch after but me? You know, they're gonna protect me. They're gonna look out for me and make sure I'm safe from all hurt, harm, and danger. And that's what they're supposed to do. And if they decide to take a physical body, and when I cross over, I'm going to be one of the spirits protecting them. You know, that's the way it's supposed to be. But anyway, I wanted to tell you all about my experience. I'm humbled. I will be very careful in the future to watch what I say. I don't know. Maybe I could have sent that entity out to my enemies and say, go out and destroy them. But I don't know what the entity would request of me, or what the entity would come back and want from me. So that's why I said, let me be careful. I just don't want to send nothing out like that. You understand what I'm saying? Hope this is a lesson learned, which is make sure, you understand, you think about what you say before you see it, because it just might happen. Okay? We have a virtual coven on Facebook if you're new to the channel, Spirit Tree Naima. Please come out and visit us. Okay? Bye-bye.